Hello everyone, it's Kathy Champion and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located here in Gastonia, North Carolina, and thank you so much for joining me today. If you remember, I believe it might have been yesterday or day before, that I did these beautiful little pansy cards, and I used the smaller stamp to actually stamp these out. And I used some of the pre-cut leaves, or the leaves that was on the designer series paper, and I used my dies to cut those out, and they worked beautifully. I wanted to do something a little different, and that was bring in, this is my host code. All of you know how this works. You'll see it pop up on the screen in case you don't. Pretty self-explanatory, but if you have questions, just shoot me an email or give me a call. This is the Pansy Dies that goes with the Pansy patch stamp set, and I'm not going to pull that out right this minute. I have it buried somewhere over here. I hope y'all know how that is. But this is actually the die set that goes with those. And I thought, I want to pull these out and play with them so that I can bring to you and show you how to put these together. It's really very simple. So I'm going to show you real quick how to cut these out. First of all, these are our leaves. These are the detailed leaves, and these two dies right here work together, as well as these for the smaller ones. But we're going to work with the larger ones. So this is our pansy flower. This is our other little petal that goes up like that. And this is our little yellow middle that we put in. This is our little dark, what I like to call the eyebrows and the mustache. And then this is our little border that goes around them. So I'm going to pull all of those dies out, and I'm going to show you how to cut those and make those work for you. So I have a piece of the Fresh Freesia and the Gorgeous Grape. These colors are so pretty together. I mean, look at that. This pale pinkish lavender, and then this dark rich purple. This is not the rich Razzleberry. The rich Razzleberry is more of a darker sort of burgundy colored purple, but likewise they're all beautiful colors. I'm going to cut a piece about, let's see, I just want it to be enough to get this piece on here, so maybe 2.5, maybe even 2 1/4. I think 2 1/4 will get that. So I'm stingy with my paper. You know, paper costs money, and so anytime I can be conservative or stingy, I do. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, to me, it's being frugal. Nothing in the world wrong with that. So I'm going to lay this die on here, and this one underneath it. And I'm going to use one of my Post-it flags, and what I like to do is put them together, just like that, to hold them in place. Then I'm going to take them over to my die cut machine and put my cut plate on top, and I'm going to just crank these through our die cut machine. You know what, I just did that opposite. Oh well, I'll tell you what, we'll do one that looks different. Nothing in the world wrong with that. So I actually meant to cut my other pieces. This is what we have when you cut those, and look at that nice detail in that. So I'm wondering if how this is going to look. We're going to find out. I meant to cut those pieces out of the Fresh Freesia, but you know what? Sometimes we have happy accidents, so let's hope this is one of those happy accidents. Now I'm going to pull my Post-it note up off of this one, and let's move this over. And then I'm going to take these two pieces, and we are going to put those down right about there. And again, I'm going to take those together so they don't move. Bring it over, and we're going to crank it through. Might be interesting to see how these look with the lighter on the outside. I did one earlier. My first one that I did was this one right here, and I love the way that turned out. And that is white, the polished pink, which is the new in color, Daffodil Delight, little yellow for the middle. Oops. I just dropped that piece. So we'll have to get down there and fish that out. But let's see how this is going to look. This might be very pretty, kind of different. Let me see if I can find my piece that I dropped. And I did. Of course, I had to make my Toby move so that I could reach under there. All right, there is that piece. So we have all of our pieces cut, and I'm just going to lay these back over. Lay those over there. Now I have some of the yellow dots already cut, and the pieces that cut those are these little circles right there, and it cuts 3 of these at a time, which is really nice. So we have one of those, and we have this piece right here that goes on this piece. So the only other piece we need is that little mustache. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to do that? I think I'm going to do that out of the fresh Freesia, just for a little bit of a change up and see what it looks like. You know, if it doesn't work, we can always cut something else. But if it does, then we might get a whole new look to our little pansies, or I should say our larger pansies, because this is definitely the larger petal. I had to go put a long sleeve jacket on a while ago because I was freezing. The temperature has dropped here drastically. It was freezing this morning when I got up, and I'm in the southwestern part of North Carolina where it should not be this cold. Not this time of the year. I mean, I'm on the South Carolina line. I got little pieces of greenery inside my leaf that do not want to come out, but you know what? We got a picky tool. Our little take your pick tool will take those right out, which it did. And I'm not going to cut the leaves because I have some, but I'm going to show you what it cut. And this particular leaf right here cut this leaf, and that's done in the soft sea foam. That's this die right here. Look at that detail. Love it, love it, love it. And then the detailed die, this one, I cut this in the Evening Evergreen. And there's that die. Very pretty. So those are the pieces that we cut. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and layer this over top of it, just like that, and glue that on. Then you're going to have that variegated leaf that's going to be gorgeous. So let's put all of this back over here, get my scraps out of the way and my trimmer, and then I'm going to put this together and see what we have. Now, the first thing I want to do is bring over my little silicone craft sheet, because I am going to be using glue. And anytime that you're using, and I don't know if this is going to cooperate with me or not. Let's hope that it will. I think what I'm going to do is put just a little bit like that. And I'm going to take a little sponge, and I'm going to get just a tiny bit of that glue and just set it over top of this flower, the little outline, like that. I'm going to grab my tweezers because I want to sit this down on here, just like this. And this helps me get it, you know, just where I want it, I think. I might do better with my fingers. You know, there's no greater tools than your fingers, as in the word handmade. So yeah, I'm just going to bring that down to the bottom, just like that, and then fit it up around the sides. And then as I get that put around, Just like, and I didn't get that exactly on there. Let's see if we can take it up without tearing our paper. Doesn't appear. Alright, we're going to go with that. Now this piece right here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put some glue all around the edges. And I'm going to stick this down just like this, meeting it up on all the sides. And then this piece is going to glue to that, just like that. So what I like to do, or what I found that works better for me, is to take some glue and run it right along here, right up there. Just put it like a V amount of glue on it, and then because you just want to bring this up to the edge like that, and just press that down, and we are done with that. And I have got some clumps of glue on this. See if I can clean that off with that. Now the next thing that I want to do is put down my this little yellow piece. And if you notice, they're shaped, and they go in here just like they're shaped, like a little teardrop or a little triangle. Just like that. So how I find the easiest way to do that is to put some glue right on that dot, and then I like to take your pick tool, and I use that putty end to pick that up and then just set it right in that glue. You could also use a glue dot here, but this works really well for me. Then you have a place to fit this around. And see, I think I need this in a darker color. I really think I want that in a darker offset color. So let me look and see if I can find, and yes, I have some rich razzleberry. Here's a little piece of rich razzleberry. Yeah, and I think that'll work much better. So I'm just going to cut a little piece of this. I'm just going to run this through my die machine. The beautiful and ever faithful Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I love this machine. I'm sorry about that. My phone is not on silent again. So I gotta send my husband a grocery list because he's gonna run by the store in just a little bit. When he gets off of work, and he's been working over. He's been working some very long hours lately. So 6 to 4 doesn't seem like a long shift, but when one gets in their 60s, as him and I are, those can be very grueling hours for anybody, especially when your work requires you to stand on your feet all day, which his does. Yeah, I like that better. See that little pop of a darker color in the middle, and here's some that I did because this is the color that I wanted my pansies to be. But you know, I like this color too, and I love that pink and white. I was playing when I did the pink and white just to check and see if I liked it and how it would look, and I was very pleasantly surprised at how wonderful that turned out. So I'm going to pull this glue out again, and I'm going to put just a tiny bit on here, and then I'm going to sit this down right over top of that little yellow. That seems to be the perfect placement. I think this would be the stamen. I think you would call that the stamen on this. I'm not sure, but I'd like to think that's what it is. So So alrighty. So there you can see the difference in flipping the colors around. A totally different look, still pretty, but I still think I like this one because that shows up so much better on that lighter paper. So I'm going to move these over because I went ahead before y'all got here and I did a little bit of fancy footwork. So what I did is I have a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and I folded that to make a nice A2 size card. I cut a white mat. This is out of our basic white, and I cut it at 4 by 5 1/4, and that's going to mat right there. But before we mat that, I want to put these daisies on. Daisies. I've called them daisies all day. Pansies. I want to get the pansies on here where I want them. And what I want to do is I want to pop one down and one up. So I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to put one here that's going to be popped up. Maybe like that. And then I'm going to have another one popped up over here. So we're going to use 4, maybe 5 along here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and glue the ones down flat first. And let's just put some glue on here. And I'm going to put this one down. Let's go ahead and get one of those little leaves under there. Just like that, and then I'm going to come under here, put a little bit more glue down, and I'm just going to press and hold that just for a minute. Then I'm going to do this one, right about here. I'm not going to put leaf under this one because I want to come back and pop this one up. But I am going to put some leaves behind this one, but I'm going to do it before I pop it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue right there. And then I'm going to sit that leaf into the glue. Just like this. And then I'm going to take another leaf and put it off maybe right about there. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here. And then this one's going to pop off sort of like that. Maybe I don't want that leaf there after all. Maybe I want it to go further under there like that, and that's going to be popped up. So I'm going to turn that over even though we got glue on it. It's okay. And we're going to get some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I am going to put dimensionals all over the back of this. I got glue on my fingers, so these are sticking to me pretty bad. That's okay. That is all right. Now I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to lasso these off. And now this is ready to go down about like this. And see how that's going to give me some dimension? I love that. And I think I'm going to do another one right here, but I'm going to pop this one up without anything under it. So let's just go ahead and put a Stampin' Dimensional there, and one there, and one right there. And then I think we're going to do one more right about here. And then I'm going to pull these off. And I'm going to put this one like that. We always can come under here if we want to and put another leaf that would poke out like that. That might be cute. And then we can use one right here. And we can go back in and put those down. And then I think I'm going to do one more that's up a little bit right there. But I also want a leaf coming maybe right about there. That looks good. And see, when you've got the glue, even though we glued that down, we still have a little bit of wiggle room to put one right there. And I'm going to come here and just press that down. And I'll try to move a little bit of that glue. Just like that. And then we can put this one up. And I think I want it to go about like that. So let's put our Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this one. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we can pull those off. Just like that. And this one can come kind of lap over a little bit like that. Now we can come back and put some more of our leaves in. Now this leave's just sitting here, so I'm going to definitely put a little glue, and I want to stick this one right underneath there like that. This one the same way. Just like that. And let's see, do we want to do one more leaf? Maybe right about there. And maybe this one I want to put a little bit of the glue on it. So I'm going to layer this one on top of this. So this is why I like my liquid glue, because it gives me that little tiny bit of wiggle room that you need sometimes. So now that that's all ready to go, let's go ahead and put a little glue on it. And let's come right about there. And now we have our pansies all down. The only thing this is missing, isn't that gorgeous? The only thing that this is missing is a sentiment. And of course our card base. And now when we put this onto our card base, look how that's going to pop. Gorgeous, isn't it? Because we use that gorgeous grape. I love that. And I think what I want to do with this one, I want to pull, let's see if we can pull up a stamp set, if I can do it without here we go. This is our pansy patch. And I love that happy birthday, and I think that will fit right there. And that would be a beautiful, I'm going to do it in that gorgeous grape. So let's see Happy birthday. Wouldn't that look gorgeous right there? I think so. Now the question is whether or not we can get that under there without I think we'll be able to get that stuck down enough. So let's grab Gorgeous Grape. And happy birthday. I don't know what the most cards you sent out are, but mine would probably be birthday and thank you cards. That's why y'all see me make so many. You know, I think I need to stamp this on something else before I go any further. So I'm going to try that right there. Looks pretty. Let's get our little Stampin' Pierce mat out, since we are doing photopolymer. And I'm going to bring that right about there. I love it. That is so cute. I have fallen in love with this Pansy patch stamp set and the Pansy dies. And oh my word, if you have not seen the paper is gorgeous. So, look how beautiful that is. Now I'm going to definitely use some liquid glue for this because I don't think I want to take any chances of trying to put that on with the Stampin' Seal, because I don't think it's going to work. So we are going to use, as sparingly as we can, some of our liquid glue. Let's turn that over, and I'm going to open this up all the way so that I can see my edges. Just like that. Is that not gorgeous? Oh my word. Oh, this turned out prettier than I thought it would. And I really expected it to be pretty, but never this stunning. Oh my goodness. What we need now is definitely some gems. Y'all know that nothing finishes off a card like some jewels. So let's see which ones we want to use. I don't know if I have anything in that Gorgeous Grape. I don't think we need it really in the Gorgeous Grape because this card is just beautiful the way it is. I do have these pastel pearls. Now this did not go with this, but look at those purple ones and the lavender. So I think I'm going to play off of both of those, and I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to start off with these purple right there, and then maybe a lavender one, maybe right there, and I want another purple right up here in this corner. Look at that, that's popping back off. Oh, you know what, I might have to put something to press this down for this to adhere. And I want one more down on this end, and I think I'm going to do another one of these right about there. And then I think I might bling with some of the little rhinestones. Maybe we'll put one there and one right there, just on the ones that are sitting up, the three that we popped up. stunning. Look at that. I hope y'all are loving that as much as I am. I think it's just simply gorgeous. And it was not hard to make. Once you learn how to put those pansies together, and it's really not hard, you just have to kind of think your way through it. I think that turned out stunning. So all I need now is a piece of, how about this? I wonder if we can get a piece off of there to fit on the inside, and we can stamp us another message. So let's see if this is going to be enough. We need it to be 4 by 5 1/4. And this is going to go inside here. Just like that. And now we can find us a sentiment. Wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. I think that would be so cute to put on the inside of a birthday card. So again, I'm going to open that up, bring this out, and I want to stamp this. I know that y'all cannot order this stamp set until the 4th of May. But I'm going to tell you what, be ready to order come May 4th, because this is going to be, I got a funny feeling that things are going to sell out really fast, because from the demonstrators that have already demonstrated some of the things that are that we were able to pre-order, like this particular stamp set and dies, and we've been able to demonstrate them and show some of the pretty ways that you can make beautiful things with them. These things are going to sell out fast. So there we go. All right. So now what all we need to do, I am going to use the Stampin' Seal for the inside of this, just because. This stuff is so super strong. So now I'm going to bring this right to here. I know I promised y'all a fun fold card, and that is coming. But I started playing with this stamp set, and this die set, and I couldn't stop. I just had a blast with it. Now I'm going to bring that up. Look how beautiful that is. Don't y'all love that? I'm not going to put anything else on it because I think more will take away from the beauty of this particular, the dies and how beautiful they've worked on this card. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope this is something that would inspire you. And until we craft again, may God bless and keep you. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so worthy of our praise and our honor. And until we craft again, God bless and keep you. Bye-bye.